Hi, my name is Justin Murati. I am presenting on the Process Improvement Project in Vanguard Investment Operations. This presentation is for Grand Canyon University course Management 655, the Operations Management course. The problem statement for this project is that Vanguard trades are frequently sent to custodian banks with incorrect settlement instructions. This is typically due to trade details booked by the traders and matched by our investment trade support without ever confirming the delivery instructions with the counterparty. Once this is done, the instructions are sent to our custodian bank where the custody will instruct in the improper market for that trade, or can even specify the wrong account based on our instruction to the custodian. Rebooking each of these trades on the settlement date or afterwards is a very manual process and very resource intensive. This takes up much of the time of the settlements analysts on the investment operations team, and we can be spending our time doing much more value-added operations for the organization. The stakeholders for this project are pretty broad. It includes both upper management and traders who will have fairly low interest in the project as it will not directly impact their operations. This includes John Haynes as the head of U.S. investment operations and John Hollier as the head of U.S. trading. More directly, it will impact the direct managers of both the trade support and settlements groups. This includes Michelle Betzinger for settlements and Meredith Williams as the supervisor for trade support. The settlements analysts probably have the most interest in this project and will have to be managed the closest. The improvements in this project will most directly affect their operations and free up time in their day. The senior settlements analyst on this team is Anthony Petrillo. Steve Mokopoku on the trade support team is the senior analyst and will also have a high level of interest and greater power to actually get the project completed. Our custody banks, as the ones who have to receive the incorrect instructions, handle the rebooking process, and ultimately instruct trades on our behalf in the market, are also going to be highly interested but not really have very much power to get the project off the ground and completed. The proposed solution for the problem of incorrect delivery instructions being sent on Vanguard's behalf to our custodians is primarily to improve the auto selection logic built into our front office systems. Our front office systems have the capability to instruct the correct settlement details based on the trade or security type automatically. This will remove the need for trade support to match delivery instructions manually and have to make that decision based on other resources available. This also will reduce the demand for manual pre-settlement checks by the settlements team and also the rebooking on or after the contractual settlement date. Another big part of this project will be just to clean up the settlement instructions currently mapped in the system. First, it will be to remove the invalid instructions. Next, update any incomplete or incorrect instructions. And next, to bring uniformity to the coding for when each delivery instruction is going to be used for each counterparty. Primary methodology used will be Kaizen. This is a Japanese lean concept for continual improvement. Kai means change and Zen means good, so Kaizen is change for the better, and it really is more of a philosophy than a action plan, and it just really focuses on the collaboration among all stakeholders, creating constant positive change driven by pooling the collective talents across all organizational levels. The proposed solution for this problem is going to require continuous updates and optimization and is definitely not a one-time fix. So the Kaizen philosophy will need to be embedded into the teams moving forward. specifically to the action plan will be Jidoka. This is another lean concept derived from Japanese philosophy, and it's based in autonomation. This is a little bit different than automation because it still has a human touch. Automation includes automated processes with the human supervision and problem intervention whenever any defects occur. In this solution, we are going to be improving the auto selection logic, which will automate the confirmation of most delivery instructions, but trade support will still need to monitor for any obvious mistakes and fix any issues with the instruction process at that time. Post-trade, the settlements analyst will stop the process if a defect occurred and fix the immediate problem to get the trade to settle, but ultimately be responsible for investigating the root cause and correcting the mistake and the root cause for why it occurred. This will just prevent the same problem from continually occurring. So whenever any issues arise where a auto selection of an instruction is incorrect, the reasoning behind the logic will be reviewed, the process will be changed, and then we will proceed with business as usual. The final strategy will be 5S, which is another lean concept, and it really is just a blueprint for creating simplified, easy, and efficient operations. First, we will be sorting the instructions by removing unnecessary settlement instructions currently in the system. Next, we will be setting an order where we notate the use for all of the remaining settlement instructions based on the trade type or the security being traded. Next is the shine phase, where we will uniformly update instructions and the auto selection logic. Next will be the standardize phase, where we create templates and procedures for creating and updating settlement instructions moving forward. The final step will be to sustain the process by a continuous assessment of the new templates and procedures. The project timeline will run between July 27th and October 1st. For the first week, we will be composing data collection for the past rebook percentages on a monthly basis. This data will be used to assess the successfulness of the project at a later date when we review the impacts both with internal data and custodian observations. At the same time, we'll be conducting 2 weeks of data collection with our various counterparties, making sure that we have all valid settlement instructions for all trade types on file. Next will be that sort step where we remove unnecessary instructions. This should only take 1 week, while we also set an order and notate the use for each of the instructions that we currently have and that we collected during the previous data collection phase. The next shine step is to uniformly update instructions in auto selection logic. This is just to make sure that every counterparty has the same uniform template in terms of the way that the instructions are presented within the system and the way that the auto selection logic is being used within each. At the same time, we'll be doing a sustain and a review of the project impact. Sustain is just going to be continuing to assess and update the processes and procedures for 2 weeks. During this 2 weeks, we'll also be reviewing the impacts with our custodians and internally, and reviewing the percentage drop-off over the next month. We'll be comparing the previous data collection of the past rebook percentages on a monthly basis with the new monthly percentage to assess the impact of the project. The communication plan will be varied by stakeholder, and this depends on their level of power or their level of interest in the project. The key here is that all the stakeholders are going to be informed of the timeline and the project responsibilities. Communication is important to drive the stakeholder engagement throughout the process and their support for the process improvement. We will provide needed information to each stakeholder, provide feedback opportunities, and also provide updates on any decisions or roadblocks along the way.